If looking at this makes your stomach drop just a little bit because using power tools is really scary, I want to let you know that I get it. I used to feel exactly the same way. So today I'm going to talk through how I got over that, because this could be the one thing that's just standing between you and starting your first DIY project. It's Alyssa and I love doing DIYs. And it started when I bought my first apartment, and I had always dreamed to have my own place and just to make it my own. But I think, like all of us experience, once you've spent all your money on your place, you don't have money to spend on renovations or trades or, you know, all the really nice finishes that you kind of have been dreaming about and that you've been collecting on Pinterest or saving into your Instagram folders. So really the only option is to DIY. I actually did do an apprenticeship as a fitter and turner, which is pretty much a mechanic, but it's like making all the small componentry, all the small parts that you'll find in a car. So I have experience using heavy machinery, using tools to make things like hand tools and things like that. But that was all with metal. By the time I had come to my apartment, I'd been so out of practice. And I kind of think having the apprenticeship kind of made it even harder because I knew that things had to be done a certain way. There was a certain standard. So doing DIYs at home by myself and using a completely different material, wood, was really mind numbing for me. So I do completely understand the whole build up of, what if I'm going to cut myself? Am I going to hurt myself? Am I going to bleed out profusely? Am I going to drop the tool? It's going to cut my leg off. Am I going to cut my fingers off? Am I going to electrocute myself? I don't know what's happening behind the wall. Am I going to go into a water pipe, which I've also done before? There's the whole, you know, what happens if the tool jams? Is it going to kick back? Like, you hear of all these things. So yes, I completely understand how you feel. So let's talk through how I got over it so we can overcome this fear to complete our dream DIY projects and not pay someone else to do it. The real reason why we're scared isn't really the tool. It's not knowing what wrong looks like. It's the fear of hurting yourself. It's the fear of looking silly in front of the Bunnings or Mitre 10 employee. It's the fear of wrecking something that's expensive. Every time I buy material and I see it sitting on the floor and it's an off-cut or scrap material because I accidentally made the wrong cut, I just see money wasted. The fear of hurting yourself. Maybe it's not the fear of not knowing what wrong looks like. It's being able to imagine what wrong could look like. So what actually changed it for me? 3 things. First, I started with the least intimidating tool that I own, and that was a drill, and seeing how far or how much I could accomplish with that was really helpful. Then just building my way up. I was scared of cutting tools, so just building my way up to what I felt comfortable with. So that started off with a handsaw, a miter box, and then a jigsaw, and then getting a circular saw, and then borrowing a miter saw. So that's how I built my way up. And every time I felt nervous, I could always go back down to using a handsaw or a miter box. Second, I watched someone else use it up close. So then that way my brain had a reference point. So that meant I spent a bit of time on YouTube University. And then I also did my woodworking course, and that allowed me to see them use it up close, to have them have the confidence in me to use a tool on my own, and then just giving it a go. Once I had spent all that time using it in a group setting with my teacher and on my own, I felt comfortable to be able to do it on my own as well. And that's once I had learned to respect the tool. Which comes to my third point, I learnt what safety equipment to use and how it protected against certain things. So that dread of, oh, I'm going to cut my fingers off, or oh, I'm going to cut my leg off, or whatever if I drop the tool, or oh, I'm going to cut through the wire, or whatever it was. Those things that really scared me, being really strict with my PPE, personal protective equipment, which is what I did learn in my apprenticeship, really helped overcome that as well. So on every tool, there is a safety. It's not on drills, but it's on like all these sort of power tools that are automatic. This is the safety here. So 1, I always take the battery out, so that makes me feel really safe. I always make sure the power is off at the wall, or I always take the battery out. 2, these tools have a safety mechanism where you can't just press the trigger and it'll cut. You have to press this safety release and then the trigger. So if you drop it, the safety release is off and then the machine turns off. The other thing is that there are all these guards. So if you respect the guard, you can't get hurt. So understanding those safeties and my own personal protective stuff, being safety glasses, always wear safety glasses. Always having the power off or taking out the battery when you're changing things on it. Like if you're changing the blade or I put it aside to move to another tool, I take the battery out. Like every time I stop using a tool, I'll take the battery out or turn it off at the wall. All those things make me feel confident in using it. Always respect the tool. Every tool's built with a safety. Just respect it. Don't change anything. Don't take anything off. With a drill, there's no safety because it's pretty safe. As soon as you take your finger off the trigger, it will stop. If you do it into yourself, it doesn't really hurt. It's the ones with the blades that are scary. And all of that turned this vague dread that I had into something specific and manageable. Now, to ease your mind even more, most tools that you will use in a DIY home setting are genuinely very low risk. Things like a drill, a sander, maybe even a handsaw or miter box, they're all genuinely a low risk. And like I mentioned before, if they need to, they will have their own safety precautions. So as long as you use your tools the way they're meant to be used correctly and respect it, you're pretty safe. The simple hierarchy is, for example, I'm afraid of the cutting tools because that's where you can pretty much hurt yourself the most. You start off with a handsaw or a miter box, which you can do most projects with. Then you would move your way up to a jigsaw and then probably a circular saw and then a miter saw. The circular saw and miter saw, I've just chosen them in the order of how much they cost. Because if you don't know how often you're going to be using cutting tools, you might just opt to only use a circular saw because they're quite cheap. They're under $100, sometimes under $80. And then with that, if you feel a little bit nervous or scared, but you've already become familiar with a handsaw, you can always go back down to using a handsaw. It might take longer, but you're still going to get your DIY project done. And I do that sometimes. If I feel a little bit scared or nervous about cutting through something with a power saw, I'll use a handsaw. So my challenge to you this week is to be able to get over the whole what wrong looks like and tell your brain that you can do it, and to just do a little low stakes project, not a big DIY project, but just a practice run, just to teach your brain that you can do it. And that could be grabbing a drill and drilling into a piece of cardboard, or drilling 2 pieces of scrap wood together, getting a handsaw and just cutting a bit of cardboard with it, or cutting some scrap wood. We need to overcome the fear of the tool and really overcome the idea of what could happen. And then you can trust yourself that you can do it safely. So remember, if you want to start your first DIY project, the goal is to overcome your fear of not the tool, but to overcome the fear of not knowing what wrong looks like and just giving it a go. Teaching your brain you can do it safely. And then you can implement the 3 steps. 1, start small, which is your challenge for this week. 2, watch someone else do it or have someone watch you do it. And the 3rd one is to always wear safety gear. And for me, that's to wear eye protection always and to respect your tools. And that includes turning off the power or taking out the battery and respecting all of its safety features. So if you like this content and you want to be able to start your first DIY project, hit the hype button and subscribe so you can continue watching someone, me, using tools, knowing that you can also do it yourself. But also I'll continue showing you how you can use different tools and how you can figure out if a project is too advanced for you, and watching me learn things along the way. Follow along to see more.